most likely prove it. PartinG's StarTale statistics are working against him.
Yes, they are.
What do we just hear?
StarTale, guys, if Parting loses this, I believe it is, they have 10 second places, 0 first. Think about that for a moment. Let that soak in. We're talking about team leagues. We're talking about GSLs. We're talking about everything.
And Rain is happy to add to that curse.
He is indeed, because SKT1 is made out of first places.
So the odds are stacked against Parting, but we did just see pretty nice games against Liquid Hero. In the end, PvP sometimes is a game of whoever makes the least mistakes. I wouldn't go what Hero did in the last game a mistake. It was just super unlucky.
That was about as unlucky as you can get.
Yeah.
There's a ladder out back here. I saw him walking under it on broken mirrors. I think that must be what happened.
Can you get more unlucky than Hero just did in the last game?
Well, if a black cat had walked by at the same time, probably he would have tripped when he walked out of his booth and hit his face on the ground and broke his nose. Yeah. So it's a good thing there's no black cats here.
Yeah, all he did was lose the game in the most unfortunate possible way, but he still has his health, and it's something to be happy about.
That is so true, isn't it? All right, so let's talk about this a little bit. Guys, get on Twitter, #SC2WCS. We want everyone watching this finals. And if you don't, me and Grubby don't like you anymore.
Yeah. I didn't say that, but you better do it anyway.
That's right. All right, so it's Daybreak. PvP, Daybreak. What do you think?
Rain has been opening double gas many times here on this map. And he would lead up to double sentry and then do whatever. Robo or Stargate or Twilight Council and Dark Shrine. So far, it looks like he's not doing that. He's just getting the one gas.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
2 gas.
All right. 2 gas. So that build has it has 2 super hard counters.
Yes.
It has Proxy Gate and Forge Cannon Rush.
That is true.
Those are the 2 hard counters to someone who always opens double gas straight away.
Will Parting figure that out? Because he has been doing this a lot. You're completely right. Rain continues to throw down 2 gases, and he's kind of using it like we've seen some Protosses in the past, where you open with the same build order but branch off of it in all sorts of ways so they can't predict you.
Yeah, that's kind of a cool way to go about it. Always show the same opening, and then from the moment where vision disappears, you diverge into various different builds. Makes it very hard for the opponent to guess what you're doing. This would have been the ideal map, though, for Parting, and the ideal way to break Rain's favorite opener here in PvP to Cannon Rush or to Proxy Gate. He hasn't done that, so I feel like that opportunity is going to go to waste. Other maps with multiple spawning positions are going to make it harder to do a calculated cheese like that.
So true. Well, Rain right now, he's going to want to get that Stalker out and chase out Parting's probe so that he can actually decide what he wants to do. But as you said, he is going ahead and grabbing that Sentry first. Now, as far as Parting goes, we can't really tell what he's doing either. You know, he got 2 gases at a more normal timing. He's just kind of sitting there not doing anything until he gets the probe out as well.
Yeah, and there we go with the Stargate choice. Right. We did see Stargate play before, double Stargate play here here. Was it Hero against Parting? No, it was Parting against CJ Hero. They were both going Stargate on Daybreak. And Parting says, well, it's time to recycle this build back into it. In the end, there are a lot of variations, but there's only a few tech paths that you can go in PvP. It's Stargate, or it's Twilight, or it's Robo, or it's some kind of cheese. So in the end, it's not weird that builds do repeat themselves.
Oh, of course not. Okay, so we have Robo against Stargate. Theoretically, overall, the Stargate one is going to be the better build in the matchup here.
Yeah.
You know, the Stargate, it kind of counters if you try to go for a Warp Prism, it's not going to be that good. Immortals, they obviously don't do anything against Phoenixes. Colossus, you can hit it. But at the same time, this doesn't mean that Rain's necessarily in too much trouble. He could go for just a fast expansion off of this, which is what it's starting to look like.
Yeah.
Or if he's going to go for something a little bit more crazy, like a Colossus all-in, that's still kind of hard to hold with a Phoenix opener. It still has its dangerous points.
I don't know. I feel super bad if I made the Robo Bay and the opponent chose Phoenixes.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. It's you got to micro your ass off though if you want to stop it.
Yeah. So is Rain gonna go for that Nexus there? He does have a lot of money, but he's spending a lot on Twilight, and he made that Twilight, I think, react to the Phoenix.
I believe he saw that actually go over
the Zolnaga, right?
Yeah, and so he's just going to throw that down. He's not going to overuse his robotics. I think he just has that one observer out. So not a terrible spot that he's in, but definitely, once again, Parting taking a strategical lead here.
Yeah, and there's 3 sentries out. They're not going to be super awesome either against the Phoenixes. And if we continue to see a few more Phoenixes come out, even if there's Stalker protection on those sentries, at any time Parting can just choose to pick a couple of up, one-shot them, and then fly away.
So true, and he tries to get in here and do a little bit more damage. Looks like Parting is just about stopped on his Phoenixes. Oftentimes 3 is the right number, and you switch your tech up, and then they're going blink, and you're already making Immortals. But he has actually made a 4th here.
Yeah.
Interesting,
Yes.
okay.
Gone for one more, 4 Phoenixes. They're getting their expansion at the same time, which can be a little bit risky as the Phoenix player. Usually the Phoenix player should be about half a Nexus behind, at the very least, behind the person who is not opening Phoenixes, because there can be some kind of attack that will shut down that Nexus. But given the certain situation that we're in right now, I feel like it's the correct choice by Parting to get it that fast. And it's because Rain has 3 sentries that he can do that. They're not going to be as good offensively.
Yeah, you spent so much gas on that. You know, he is getting the Blink, sure, but what is he going to do? Commit completely into Blink Stalkers and try to go? Well, Parting's already getting his Robo up, so he can get those Immortals out and help to defend that correctly.
I'm always excited to see what Rain does, because sometimes when you watch Rain, you just feel like that everything what he does is the best decision. It looked like for a moment that he wants to just go 4-gate Blink and just hit really hard really soon. A lot of energy has been used on those Phoenixes from Parting, so he can't pick up a whole lot, and if he keeps killing probes, they're going to be useless supply in the fight. So go ahead and subtract 8 supply from Parting. He's at 50 actually, now 52. Whereas Rain is at 50 as well. So that means that with the work account of Parting being more than 10 ahead of Rain, Rain does have a lot more useful armor here at this very moment. We have 35 probes of Parting and only 23 of Rain.
It is so true, but we do have the sentries, and you gotta count that in favor of Parting. If he can throw down some good force fields, only the Stalkers can truly blink in, and then he's fighting them with whatever units he has up here, which are some Zealots, which is an Immortal, and a couple Stalkers. So, I mean, that's kind of decent. If you have blinked up, you have no blink cooldown. So a lot of this is going to come down to force fielding. Yeah,
definitely. It's all going to come down to force fielding. Now, Rain is going to escape those force fields really nicely, but that Stalker had no cooldown anymore. He's now going to use his own force fields to trap a number of units of Parting, but the 2 Immortals are still alive, and they're going to be great against the Stalkers that Rain has. Rain can't just go back at any time because he's so far behind in the economy, so it looks really good for Parting here.
It does. He's down by 6 probes right now, but they do both have their Nexus up, which is a nice thing. And it looks like he's going to take another fight here. Some pretty decent force fields, keeping those Immortals out for now, but the Phoenix is going for the counter harassment.
Wow, blinking on top of the Immortals there. That's some really nice micro. I'm not sure why the Observer goes away from the fight all the time.
I have no idea, man.
Sorry about that, guys. But that was probably really well done by Rain. Because he took down both Immortals.
So, yeah. I mean, if you kill the Immortals off and you have that many Stalkers left over, I guess Rain did something pretty brilliant.
I should have really liked to see that, because at first he Immortaled the 2, he force fielded the 2 Immortals out, killing about 4 Stalkers with his 6 or so, and then apparently he got enough extra Stalkers that he could blink on top of the Immortals and take them out. Now suddenly, it looks like Rain might be able to push ahead really, really hard, because he has more Stalkers, he has Blink. Yeah, there is an Immortal from Parting, but Rain has the better micro there, with the better micro potential with that Blink on the Stalkers.
That is so right. Now, we do have the additional gases going up for Rain right now. We have the robotics bay going up for Parting, so this game might slow down a little bit. It looks like they're both getting ready to go into that Colossus tech. Although Rain hasn't made his bay yet. He just threw it up as I was saying that. So, yeah, this game is definitely going to slow down a little bit.
And it's so cool how through this myriad of decisions, so many different things that happen, the game can end up at a point where it just about normalizes. It's super cool to see. They're going to get in roughly the same situation. Parting does have that probe lead, and that's going to help him out. But definitely, you don't usually go up to 60 probes on 2 bases. So it just means that right now, Rain is mining a little bit less, but as he catches up and Parting tops out at roughly 50 probes or so, if that's what he chooses to do. Rain will be able to catch up with only a small disadvantage here.
Yeah, and now he's down to 1 Phoenix, so that's basically a paperweight. He's going to fly that around and, you know, scout a little bit with it. But I gotta say, I do like the position of PartinG here. He forced him into a lot of extra probes. He's up by 9 probes as well. And he only has 9 stalkers as opposed to 14, while still having 3 Colossus as opposed to 1. So overall, as we get into the late game, yeah, that's what oh god, I said Colossus.
Yeah,
anyways,
okay.
It's Immortals, guys. As we get into the later part of the game, already PartinG has a lead as far as the unit composition goes.
Yeah, and it's pretty impressive seeing PartinG making Rain look like the worst player here. Has so many different engagements. Oh, that's actually a really cool way to use the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Keeping an Observer and a Phoenix inside your own base to deny the exact knowledge of your opponent, seeing what tech you're on. It's pretty cool. Now, Rain, he's been getting supply blocked a little bit. We see 5 pylons in consecutive production here, as he was momentarily unable to produce anything. Second Robo coming up for PartinG, so he's going to go into full double Robo Colossus.
And it's a great choice as well, because as we already mentioned, he has a slight lead as his composition goes into the late game based on the composition he has right now. He's also getting the quicker double Robo, so he's going to hit his 8 to 10 Colossus quicker. And then he's going to be able to get into his double Immortal production a little bit quicker and really get those huge number of the Robo units just at a quicker pace, which means he can either decide to attack or decide to take a 4th base and feel safer about it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He could be at 8 Colossus when Rain is only at about 4 or 5 or so, and that's definitely an advantage you can use aggressively. The story of this finals is so cool. SKT1 Rain, this recent dominating Protoss. Whoa! All right, hold that thought.
Huge blink in, nice force field as well, but the Stalker's taking a ton of damage as Rain tries to come up for an attack. Both players with double Colossus here, and catching those Immortals, that really did so much for Rain.
Yeah, and they're both eliminating a lot of the ground army. No Colossus are going down yet. Whoa! All right, that's all right. Okay, we're back in the fight. Rain is now pushing forward, killing 1 Colossus with those Stalkers, but the reinforcements for PartinG are now helping to turn this battle back into his favor. I do think, actually I'm not sure, well, 3 Colossus are going to help to clean this up, probably.
Really nice blinks here, though, by Rain, and in fact, I mean, he's targeting down Colossi so quickly, he still has both his Colossi. I don't know how Rain does things like this, but PartinG's probes are coming out to battle Colossus. That's not a good call, but he has nothing else.
Yeah, PartinG is going to pop out another Colossus here at the natural, and with that, suddenly he has 2 Colossus once again, going to be taken out. 1 more. Oh my god, Rain is so good.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it. He has like a 1 hit point Colossus right now there in the back. PartinG about to lose his, and some more Stalkers warp in, and I think Rain has actually done it somehow.
That is so sick.
He walked across the map with 2 Colossus against someone with double Robo and a better composition.
Had no business thinking that he might win that fight at all, but no one told him, apparently.
Well, I tell you what, I think a lot of this game comes down to trapping those 3 Immortals immediately. If those were part of the main composition of PartinG, instead of out at the Watchtower, I think everything here looks different.
This is so incredible. This is so unbelievable, unfathomable. Rain had no business winning this game at all, but he just did it so well, and that he made it his business. PartinG had all the advantages except his 3 Immortals were at that Zolnaga tower for too long. Rain saw that. Oh, probes killing a Colossus. Apparently, Artosis, they're not that bad against Colossus.
I guess I'm wrong, but a beautiful force field going up while those probes came in for the flank, keeping the Stalkers off of his back so he could micro against those probes correctly. And that's it. GG. What in the world am I even watching? I can't believe it.
I don't even...
Yeah. Grubby's speechless.